Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies on the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
After Zoomies at the dog park, it's time for Drive Up at Target. In goes a big bag of kibble and one squeaky chicken toy for the good boy. Drive Up that's ready when you are, only in the Target app. Just tap Target.
Jif peanut butter. It's that jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean. Jif. Ooh, it's that jiffing good. Get your Jif at Jif.com.
Can you hear me chewing, by the way? Because I needed a snack.
Sometimes, but it's not a big deal. I'm about to eat as well. All right, we're recording. 3, 2, 1.
So, Okrie, tell me again, what are your thoughts on the Cincy pick? We're at pick 17. The Lions are coming down to the wire. I just gave the rundown on BPA for the Lions. Pistons are down by a point with a half a second left. Not looking good, but what do you think the Bengals are going to do here? What are your thoughts, bud?
I could care less about Cincinnati. No, I actually love Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, some of their defenders, especially Trey Hendrickson. Love him a lot. Would like him more in Detroit. But before I get to my Cincinnati, I need to know from the people, who does the better? How about those Lions? Me or the choppy version? You got it in you, Chops, or no?
You know, you're going to put me on the spot. I just had a pretzel. My throat's killing me already. We got to, all right, here. You talk about them Detroit Lions. So lean right into the mic and give it.
That wasn't bad. You kind of leaned into the mic trying to cheat. The other one that I love that we compete on now weekly is the one where we go, we're about to serve up some of that delicious Honolulu blue flavor. I like that you're doing the full version. You used to cheat, just kind of like, oh, how do you like the Detroit Kool? You gotta give the hot. Actually, you were the originator of saying Honolulu all the time, but you didn't say blue, so you were cutting the line. But I think I got the delicious a little bit better too than you. You do some of your gimmicks a little bit better, but when I do the delicious or the Jameer Gibbs or the Lions, I think I got you on a few of those. I'm just saying. Just saying.
I think the word, if you're mistaken, my friend, the word that I always leave out is flavor. It's Honolulu blue Kool-Aid is what I usually say, but as you say it is Honolulu blue flavored Kool-Aid.
Yes, that's the tongue twister. You're right. Now you got me again. Yeah. That's the official. We got to get them all in to make it count. But we've actually turned dumb crap like that into funny Kool-Aid gimmicks for the show. So it's been fun.
I still remember when you used to give me this whole, what's this like choppy likey crap? You're like, right. Choppy what? Choppy hockey chop? I remember before. Now it's like, now you give me the business when I don't say it. You didn't say it enough, Choppy.
Well, I think the origin of that is that I I said, what are you just going to put choppy on everything? But that's now what's funny about it. It's just hashtag chop something, choppy something, what choppy said. And don't ever discount me, because I heard that random voicemail you left and knew that hashtag choppy likey was the thing from day one. So whatever royalties you're getting on shirts and merch, you need to give to me, because you said choppy likey, I made it famous. Let's get that right.
No, please. Yeah, the Koolaid Cast made it famous. So
Who are the Bengals selecting? I don't care. I had Jade Barron here like 2 weeks ago, and he's still on the board. So prove me right, would you? Shamar Stewart. Good. I didn't want him really, but I would have taken him if I had to.
That works for me. That was not high on Mr. Stewart. So I like it. Okrie. Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm trying to keep up with your scratch offs here too.
He was down the list, but he was on there just based on need, because Brad Holmes, I do care about need, as well as value, as well as athletes, as well as best player available. There you go.
Look at that amazing highlight of Shamar Stewart just chasing a guy down and then barely touching him, but getting credited for a tackle for a loss. Nice.
Choppy, here's another Kool-Aid gimmick for you. I saw an interview recently with Mr. Stewart. Not very impressed. Didn't love what I heard, so that's a check plus for us that we didn't have to take that bone. But I'm sure his potential will be fully executed in the NFL, right?
Well, you probably like that chain he's got. You probably like that nice green flashy suit. So he's probably going to be all pro next year.
Swagged out.
Wearing the sunglasses inside. All right.
See, as an evaluator, though, if I have to go swag versus interviews, I go with interviews over swag. So there you go. There's a coaching point. There's a expert scouting tip for you. Say what you say at podium greater than what you wear. Very crucial to the process.
Well, I guess Okrie would never be impressed by hashtag Choppy, because Choppy does not care what he wears, and he does not care what he says in front of the people, obviously. So.
Choppy, the Pistons have a chance to win this game. I don't know if they get the ball at half court, but if they do, could win this ball game out of nowhere. If they got to go full court, we're pretty much screwed. Half a second, down 2. Oh, wait, the Knicks have the ball? What?
Yeah, it's the Knicks ball.
What? Did they miss or something? Because we rebounded it.
I don't know what happened. They shot a free throw, and then the ball never got touched. They put time on the clock, and they gave it to the Knicks. I have no clue.
That's the thing. He missed the free throw. Our guy grabbed it. No time went off the clock, and they have the ball?
I don't get it.
Hey,
Okrie, can I tell you something else? And this is why I don't like the NBA. I don't think there's really rules in the NBA, because depending on who has the ball, that's a foul or it's not a foul. Depending on, in hockey, when a dude gets tripped, it's a penalty. It doesn't matter if it's Crosby. It doesn't matter if it's Joe Blow. A trip is a penalty. In the NBA, you can punch LeBron in the face, and that's a penalty, of course. You can blow the dude a kiss, and it's a penalty. It's a foul. It's insane. It's absolutely insane, the inconsistency with the NBA. Traveling? What's traveling? I don't know. That guy just took 8 steps before he slammed the ball down. And it's not a travel. But one guy picks up his pivot foot, re-pivots with the other foot, then pivots again with the other foot. Not a travel. Nope, not a double dribble. Does a double dribble even exist anymore in the NBA? It's just stupid. The rules are totally arbitrary based on what's going on.
I heard you, but all I really heard was that we need more choppy basketball takes, because you talked about penalties, slamming ball into the hoop, double dribbles, and whatever else your conspiracy theory take was, which I kind of agree, because...
I was going to say, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong about the boola, there you go, I'll keep it kid-friendly, the boola fake rules of the NBA, depending on who's got the ball.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. They obviously root for the big teams, the big markets, but I literally was watching the game the other day, and the Pistons dunked a ball. It went off someone's head, went out, and we got fouled. And next thing I know, the Knicks had the ball, and we didn't have the points or the ball, or I don't know what happened. It was like no explanation, just gave it to the New York because they love them, L.A., whoever else. Who cares? All I know is the Pistons are probably going to win in 6 or 7, and I'm going to be happy. So
Seattle's on the clock, and I am thinking that they are going to take
Hold on, I got to say this. Who are you saying?
I was going to say wide receiver.
Nick Emmanuel, the safety. Oh, shit!
No! Come on! They don't need a guard. They got... Damn it. I'm going to break the swear jar now. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Come on. Gaines, Olu, Cross. They don't need help on the O-line. Come on. Yeah.
That's a Seattle type pick, man. They're going back to trenches and value players and DBs and Legion of Boom Part 6 or whatever they're on now. So it's a good pick.
It's a good pick. I hate him for it. Damn it. Sorry, folks. You can cut that one. You can edit that one out there, Okrie. I'm going to break the swear jar for
Once we went over the 30-minute mark, and I mean the 3 hour, I mean the 3...
No more editing.
Yeah, there's not much editing that'll be going on.
Oh, darn it. Well, crap. Another one off the board. But still lots of talent there, Okrie. Still. But now to me, like to your point earlier, my shift completely goes away from offensive line in the first round now. There's no one in there that I think jumps in to fill that spot.
What's so crazy is we are like literally getting down closer, and like we may have to make this Will Johnson, Malachi Starks, Ezaraku type decision, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, I got to ask you. I mean, I know he's not on your big board, but I think probably because you assumed he wasn't going to be here. Do you really think Josh Simmons?
I like Jeff Risdon. He's entertaining. He's smart. He's been in the business. He knows what he's talking about, but it doesn't make much sense on paper because you just paid Taylor Decker, so there's no spot there for the next couple unless he totally falls off the table, which you wouldn't want for the football team. He didn't sound like he wanted to move Penne to left. He wanted Simmons to play left. I want to say Mahogany is a natural... I can't remember if he's left or right. Isn't he left? And they were going to move Glasgow to right is what I heard. And then we're going to... So it's not a perfect switcheroo, you know. Oh, we draft Simmons, you play him at left, put Mahogany at right. Glasgow's a backup. Moves over to left tackle and Taylor Decker. I mean... But Jeff Risdon, our guy, great guy, sounded like he was... very confident, which he's always... It's one of my funnier things about Jeffrey. Whatever he says, he's very confident. And there's no maybes or hums or I think or It's like, this is my guy. He's possible for the Lions, and that's it. So... But for me, no. I don't want him. I wouldn't really like it. I'm sure I'll probably sell it as tremendous if they did it, but I know.
All right. I mean, I think I got to look here. Ezaraku, Mike Green. How do you have those guys stacked up, Okrie? You got Mike Green just ahead of them, right? I mean, Mike Green was kind of the Cinderella of the combine, right? Or the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, he had a good Senior Bowl. I like him. He's got some positives and some negatives. When you start stacking the people, I mean, he's right behind Will Johnson and Starks for me. And it's a bigger position of need, but he's a different type of edge than the Lions have typically had. He's a little bit smaller, and people say, oh, look at the power at the senior. He's not really a power player, but I think they'd like him. I mean, he's got production. I think he had 15 plus or 10, 12 plus sacks, so the sack production is there. So if my safety's in my corner, and if I got to choose between him and Ezeraku, it's going to be Mike Green for me.
Yep. It's close.
We need Matthew Golden to go off the board. We need Jahdae Barron to go off the board, preferably. Jackson Dart going off would be nice. James Pierce can go off. That would be nice.
Yeah. I agree. And, for me, Emeka Egbuka could go too. That'd be a nice drop, another guy dropping to us. I'm just trying to think if there's like another offensive player. What about Josh Connerly Jr. from Oregon? I didn't do a ton of research on him. I saw a little bit here and there, but again, early in the process he was kind of projected as a first rounder, but I think he kind of dropped down a lot of people's board.
Yeah, I don't love him. He could go to one of those good teams at the end or early second, but I don't love him.
No. He doesn't want to run it back with Penny.
My whole thing with tackle is the minute Taylor Decker hangs him up, I would already have cross-trained Penny to go to left. I'll get somebody else at right, either in free agency or the draft. I'll figure out the middle of my offensive line over the next couple years and keep it moving, or hope my guys I've already taken end up being good, which would be nice. Or heaven forbid, Gio Manu plays the right or left, and Penny plays the other, and we roll with two Polynesian beasts on both sides. That would be tremendous. But for Gio Manu, it's ooh.
Yep. Good for me. I like it.
For Gio Manu chops, it's how should I say this? It's it's TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope he plays well.
Yeah.
Giggity. Giddy up. Emeka Egbuka, my wild card, think about him for the Lions, goes off. Which I'm happy about because, Ohio State sucks. And they're vanquished. Man, surprised I haven't been coughing in the freaking microphone the whole show. Not feeling my best. I don't think I'm going to die, though, Choppy. I hope not. At least make it through the draft is my hope.
Yep. You'll be all right.
After that, it's... Yeah.
You're a tough guy. We're at pick 20. Denver is on the clock. Let's go back to the old Okrie mock. Who'd you have there for Denver there?
I mean, I got who most other people got and who I think they'll take, and then people cooled on it, and that's Hampton, the running back from North Carolina, to Sean Payton and the boys.
Okay.
Especially with the tight ends going cuckoo in the top 15 or whatever they went.
Yeah, you still got the other tight end there though.
Who?
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, Tyler Warren. You're right. They went to Indy. Yeah, they really do need some weapons there in Denver. Yeesh. Yeah, like when Marvin Mims is your number 2 wide receiver, that's pretty rough. So,
see, he's not though. That's why, like, I saw DJ gave him Golden, which they didn't do, which again I kind of agree with after hearing his interview. But you have Mike Evans still, you have Chris Godwin still, even though he's probably hurt and having some type of surgery. You just took
Denver? Talk about Denver.
Oh, Tampa Bay. I was saying what they just drafted.
Oh yeah. No.
Denver already has. I mean, they got Sutton. They've got, Mims. Your boy is like a flash player. He's like a 3rd or 4th, right? They have a couple good receivers there.
Troy Franklin.
They got a bunch
of Perry.
They got a bunch of bowling alley attendants at running back, and they just let Javonte, who was supposed to be incredible and then was an absolute nobody and kind of finished somewhere in the middle. What's he like in Dallas now or something? So they got nothing. They could put you at running back and see how you do.
Yeah, he's the starter in Dallas now. So they got. Let me look here. They are looking at Jaleel McClellan and the guy who I can never say his name, Audric Esteman. So.
Well done. All right, so I'm literally unless the Lions absolutely love Donovan Jackson, I don't see any other offensive anything that I would even half consider. All 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Another guy I love that's Lions. That's if you get him at the right spot, give him to me. All your big receiver, Bula. Give me Jack Beck from TCU. Oh, baby, I love that player from a grit, toughness, does everything right. Not going to blow the top off anything, but just kind of going to always be open, always be tough. Jack Beck. I know you're taking notes on all this, Chop, so you can not only take all these guys in realitysportsonline.com. If anybody wants in our leagues, please hit me up on Twitter. You can find me at Derek Okrie, because I'm the only one trying to recruit for our leagues and try to help out the situation. I know you're going to take all these guys in there, and you're also going to tell me these are all your guys later after I've given you all these nuggets tonight. So I see you working. I know and yeah, we know this is what you do. But Okrie, I love Jack Beck before you did. Okay. And no, everybody, I had no idea who Jack Beck was before the Senior Bowl. What?
Wasn't he on the Chops honorable mention podcast with the big wide receivers?
No, I don't know. I fell asleep at minute 6 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Probably.
I dozed off a little bit at that point.
I'm sure you didn't. You probably didn't even flip it on. You flipped it.
After the 4th. Hey everybody, this guy's 6'3". We should get him. He's not good at football, but he's tall. He's big.
Clearly, you did not listen to that.
No.
Appreciate that. We support the package there. That you're.
I'm sure it was tremendous.
Occasional co-host.
And we already got the millions and millions, so I don't have to. I mean, I produce, I host. I can't listen to every show, especially when it's a all tall people wide receiver pod.
All right.
I'm looking at the choppy best of it. Oh wait, there's nobody there. The Okrie stacks: Will Johnson, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, Ezra Raku, Jihad Campbell, Jade Barron, Derek Harmon, Maxwell Harrison. And there you go. That's the short list that Okrie did on the fly with the no time I have available. I'm sure there's other sleepers that I like, but that's my stack for now. I do hope Shador goes to Pittsburgh. Did you hear my take about, I can never see Mike Tomlin being like, you know who I want to be the leader of my franchise? Crying Karen Rodgers. That's just the worst fit ever, if you ask me. It's let's take a weirdo enigma chump and put him with a leader of men alpha that does everything right. That makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree. It really doesn't. I can't. I think that was all smoke and mirrors. All right, Broncos, on the clock. Who we got?
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for a Big Mac or drop a crispy fry between the car seats or use your McDonald's bag as a placemat, then that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
Hey, business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 110,000 bonus miles for a limited time through July 16th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends 7/16/25.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold! Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
We lost the draft audio for the Make-A-Wish kid selecting Jihad Baron. We got Okrie's microwave going in the background, though. We can hear that loud and clear.
I reached the point where even though I don't feel good, I gotta have some sustenance to get me through.
Gotta eat.
Jade. Good. Didn't I just say, like, as much as you love him, get him off my board? Thank you. Another stupid team where Denver, like, Sean Payton just building it like he did 10, 20 years ago. Okay, he had a nice bounce back last year. He probably will end up having a couple ho-hum years and he'll be fired or quit again. It's kind of what the guy does. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm, looking at their, I don't know. He knows his roster better than I do. I didn't even have corner as a need for them. So maybe that's just BPA for them. They're going to ride Pat Surtain and, Jihad Baron. It's not a bad combo.
It's a great combo, but
another
it's a great
Mizzou
combo
boy that I was high on last year.
Let me know the next time you win with corners, a bunch of ho-hum players across the board on offense and defense. I mean,
Hey, look, you got Bo Nix.
Oh, Bo Nix, I forgot. I mean, he had one decent year, so put him in the Hall of Fame. Please. Child, please.
All right. Use your Pittsburgh take. You think
Shador!
I could see it.
For me, for Coach Prime, for everybody, please just take the kid.
feel like Pittsburgh's also the team that runs the clock down all the way down every year too.
I don't love
Pick
that
21,
Pittsburgh, like
top
Seattle.
need quarterback, D-line, corner. Man, they maybe look at Will Johnson. They probably didn't expect him to still be there too.
They just signed Darius Slay. Big play. Except he's old balls and like.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I can't.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
I was going to say I can't say anything or else the millions and millions of loyal, diehard Detroit Koolaid drinkers will come after me. I did say I wouldn't have minded him here for a year, but he got like buco bucks and like went there and they think he's going to like just start, I guess. I don't know. Like the guy's been pretty good in Philly, don't get me wrong, but my beef with him was we always said, big play, Slay, the finger wag. Like, tell me how many picks he had in Detroit. Probably like less than 10. You know,
I was gonna say 9.
He like played well, but he never really made big plays, even though his name was Slay, and he didn't really like do these amazing. He had a couple game-winning picks and a couple, nice plays here or there. Played well as a football player, but he's a above-average corner in Detroit. We just loved him because of his personality, swag, what he said at the podium, which was tremendous, by the way.
Yeah, that's probably what you liked about him.
He's an all-time podium guy. There's no doubt. Did we ever play the What Did Slay Say on the pod? That's like 97.1 did that one time where they just played clips and you have no idea what he's saying or talking about. Like, it's a fun game.
Sounds awesome.
What did Slay say? I don't know. Sounded funny, though.
I must have missed that one.
All right, so we got to, yeah, you're right. I mean, Shador helps our it's right here, for sure. And then we got to start, hoping for these top guys that I have had pegged and that you are now copying. Shador, please. Oh, damn it. I really grew to love Derek Carmen, too, throughout the process. At first, I wasn't as big of a fan, but hell of a solid football player. Really good Steeler-type player, too.
Yeah, that was your sleeper, I think.
He was on my top 4 or 5 safe, simple, if everything else fails, take Derek Carmen type of guy.
Another one off the board for the Okrie Lions pick. All right, man, those corners, Okrie, are still standing out.
Not
Will
those
Johnson,
corners.
Malachi Starks, Mike Green, Ezeraku. Man, is it Ezeraku? Is it Ezeraku?
Malachi Starks.
I mean, again, when people were mocking him there, I'm like, dude, he's a top 10 talent.
Right.
I just couldn't imagine him being there.
Malachi Starks is like the Gray Zabel of defense. He could play safety, he could play corner, he'll come up and tackle, he's smart, he does everything right, he fits, he's it's too easy for me, even though it goes against that strategy of, well, we kind of already have a couple guys. It's like I'm telling you now, where they pick 21, he's at the top of my Okrie short list, and he will be the pick if he's still there. Saying it now.
I don't want to put this out there. Never mind. I'm gonna hold my breath.
So, I had the Chargers. I just wanted... Again, I think you got it construed because we like to have fun on the show and joke, but, I not only thought it was going to happen, but I would have just absolutely loved Colston Loveland at 22 to Jim Harbaugh. That's so perfect to me. They don't have any tight ends. They have other skill guys. They also need a running back. I don't know if they'll take Hampton here or whatever, but that just seemed like not only a perfect fit, but a fun team for him to go to,
Yeah, I think that was the fun, Loveland Harbaugh connection that everybody kind of had.
He'll be better though. Let me give you credit. Like, he's going to be better as far as stats and usage and high-end upside at Chicago. But he could have just went to the Chargers and did exactly what he did at Michigan. Catch a bunch of passes, still be gritty and grimy, like, love his coach, be just perfect, you know?
Yeah. All right. Chargers on the clock. I got needs as tight end, edge, wide receiver, D-line, corner. Would Jim Harbaugh go and grab Will Johnson?
I need you to go on a few rants or some long tangents, Choppy. I need a, 3-minute food pause here.
Oh, you need me to just go on a diatribe about who they're going to pick?
Just every take, pretend like I'm agreeing, pretend that's entertaining, go for it.
No, all right. Well, I'll let you hit mute then and have your snack break. So, don't do what Choppy's doing, which is eating on the camera here, eating on the mic. But speaking of camera, Okrie, you're not going to answer me. You probably just went on mute. You'll probably fall asleep. You'll eat your food here. But one of these days, we're going to have to get the old YouTube action going. I know neither of us want to be on video, but get the podcast up on the YouTube. It's probably dangerous. It's probably good we don't have it on there because we probably break the internet. I'm pretty sure the Detroit Koolaid Cast would break the internet if we went on YouTube. But hey, let's get back to the draft. The Lions are literally, do my math here, 7 picks away. We are at pick 22 with the LA Chargers. Let's see, Daniel Jeremiah's best available, Jihad Campbell, Hampton, Golden. That's his top 3. Chargers got some needs here. I'm just going to look at the old board here. And, the thing, like you said, I think Okrie kind of hit on it here. But, dude, Colston Loveland to the Chargers would have been fun. It would have been, the coach reunited with the player. They need it. I would not be surprised if the Chargers go, man, they may end up going corner here and taking Will Johnson. He's high on the board, BPA. They do need a little bit of help. Actually, they need a lot of help. They need some edge work here too. So I could see them grabbing their edge that they like. Possibly Mike Green, Azuraku. Lots of names here still left on the board. Wide receivers are pretty set for them with Conkey, Quentin Johnston, my boy Q, and Mike Williams in the fold there. Tight end is still a big need for them, but I just can't see them reaching up and grabbing a tight end here. There's really none on the board that makes sense for them there. They're still on the clock, which is hilarious. Again, letting the clock run down to the 2-minute mark here. And, I think Okrie, is kind of spot on because I'm getting to the point where if our favorite edges are gone, you just got to go BPA here for the Lions. You're talking Will Johnson, you're talking Malachi Starks, Mike. If Mike Green's not there, I'd be thinking about Jihad Campbell. It's going to be interesting here, folks, because the Lions have 7 picks. 6 players are going to go now, and they're really going to have to be whittling down on their list. Would they trade up to grab a guy, or would they trade back to recoup some assets and maybe have a little bit of a different look? Because Brett Holmes has not been known to trade back. Speaking of trades, I have to say I'm a little surprised. One kind of splash there at the beginning with Jacksonville jumping up to the number 2 pick so they could snag up Travis Hunter. The 2-5 swap. There was a lot of talk about guys moving out, teams moving out, other teams moving up, whether it was to get their quarterback, whether it was to get their running back. I haven't seen a whole lot of it happen yet.
Chops, I'm back whenever you want me to save the show. Just let me know.
Hey, I'm lulling the people to sleep here. We're just talking about, lullabies and wide receivers.
No, it's all good stuff. I want to do this for the people. Now, normally I have like a big picture of that delicious Honolulu blue flavored Kool-Aid with a double side of cornbread. I actually didn't both have time or the ability or the want to do that, but I got a little bit of this, Choppy. That's a way too late. Like, normally my rule is like I don't need it after like 7 p.m. at the latest, and here it is like 11, and I grubbed out quick because gosh knows we couldn't take chop takes for more than a couple minutes. But no, seriously, I just popped a top on a delicious A&W root beer that's going in a A&W root beer frozen float mug. And that's going to be my treat here before the Lions pick. I'm going to, quote, drink it in. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
Love it. That A&W root beer is the best, by the way. Anybody, you can sit here. Don't come at me with the barks. Don't come at with the other nonsense, man. The A&W root beer is where it's at.
One of your better takes right there. But in the legit A-Dub Frosty mug that's been in the freezer, you put it in, then you let it sit, and then you got icy, slushy deliciousness. Like, I had no idea until I did this for my grandparents. I was like, man, they probably love A&W from back in the day. So I got them a couple mugs, and we did the whole float root beer float. It was incredible.
Are you putting the vanilla ice cream on top, or are you just going to drink it straight up?
I didn't do the ice cream because I knew you were like hanging by yourself there, and I literally had like 2-3 bites of food, and then I'm going to pop a top on this coldie here and call it a day. So again, it's a family show, so I'm doing the root beer in the mug, and yeah, it should be delicious.
I love it. Pick is in. I don't know what the Chargers are doing. The clock expired, and then they said the pick was in, but they still haven't announced it yet. Like, they're really trying to draw this out. They want to make sure the Lions do not pick until like 11:11.
Hey, I think we're making decent time, to be honest, but
yeah, I guess it's all right. It's not terrible.
We need Matthew Golden to go off. I could see him with the Chargers, Green Bay, Rams.
Did we say who we thought our picks were here for?
I mean, I'm going with Hampton, the running back from North Carolina, but it's not a love. It's just BPA, position of need, and Jim Harbaugh type pound him.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Boom. Again. Are you people hearing this? Like, us just breaking it down, dropping knowledge on people? Like, the millions and millions, the loyal, diehard Detroit Koolaid drinkers got to be loving this.
That is a fantastic pick for our Lions. Okrie, it's getting close. It is getting...
Malachi Starks.
Oh, man.
So we're literally a handful of picks away, and the only two players that I wanted more than Will Johnson or Malachi Starks was Walker or Mykel Williams from Georgia. Like, we're literally about to be 28 picks down, and I'm at my third or fourth BPA for my boy Brad, always open for business homes. You know he's listening. We need to get him a tweet just so he knows who to take again.
You got the cheddar heads on the clock now.
The matzo sticks.
Maybe that's why they gave him the extra time there. Get these guys all hyped up. You know, all 700 people at the draft there in Green Bay.
All
nowhere near the millions and millions that came to the draft in the D.
All related somehow. You know, Green Bay, just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard a couple people say that they thought the Lions could not and would not pass on Jihad Campbell. Now, I love it for gimmickatry and merch. Campbell, and Campbell.
Yeah.
That's worth something. But I just I love the guy's like deep voice and his physicality and his crazy hair and his toughness, but I can't have my top linebacker have a bad shoulder injury. I just can't.
Yeah, that's a hard pass for me.
It's not a hard pass for me. If my two guys go and Choppy, we still got Mike Green. He, as much as I'm rooting for Malachi Starks, like Mike Green and Ezraku are basically almost guaranteed to us here in a couple picks. So
yeah,
life is good.
I think Green Bay is going to throw a wrinkle here. I think they're going to take secondary. I think they're going to take one of our guys. I'm thinking Will Johnson. And
watch him go
I can't root for him.
Watch him go with like a Golden or just like another weapon. Like they have all these ho-hum weapons, but I could see him doing that just to try to help out their quarterback and stuff. But
I mean, dude, yeah, like Wicks, Reed, Dobbs, Watson, Hardman, like.
Right.
How many more weapons do they need?
They don't. But I'm saying, like, that's what I heard the rumor innuendo that they were going to do that again. I'm like, you already got like enough options. It's just that none of them are that good.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong. Leave me Will Johnson there to take some wide receiver. Take Golden. That's fine.
Let me give the Gorgonzola and the goat cheese a little credit though. The linebacker they took last year was like the top backer, and we knew he was good. But didn't he go like in the second round or something? And he's a freaking monster. Name's escaping me right now, but he's all over the field when I watched games last year. Usually when we were up 10 against the Packers, you know, the Swiss cheese over there in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But
totally drawn about. Are you talking about? What are you talking about? The linebacker that the Packers took?
Yeah, I know it if I hear his name, but he's like an all everything type player. He was the top backer on the board last year, and like he lasted till like mid-round 2, and when they took him, I'm like, oh. And then when I saw him play, I was like, oh, good. It's good.
Oh, Cooper.
What's his first name again? Do you have it? Edgerrin Cooper. Yeah, he's a monster. But the rest of their team's not that great, except for Jordan Love, who you know I love.
I know you love Jordan. You love to love Jordan Love.
I loved him the first time I saw him on a PFF video when I worked on it. I was like, oh, I love this guy. And then he went to the Matzo sticks, and I was like, but he's fun to watch. And when he's not good, he's really not good.
You know what's fun to watch is him laying on the ground bleeding because he's got a Honolulu Blue hush all over him.
Yeah, just saying. It's true. It's true.
It's true. All right.
It's damn true.
Draw this. Yes, dude.
What's crazy is like, so we... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I can't even say anything else good about the Cheddarheads here. You're giving love to love and
Monterey Jack cheese. Guys. We got to come up with more cheeses. What's so funny is that we put all this, or I put in all this work. No, I'm just kidding. We kind of like dive into this draft and we do all this. Who we gonna take? What's gonna happen? And like, I'm literally sitting here at 23. We pick at 28, and I know it gets harder in the other rounds. And I'm literally sitting here going, "This is such an easy." Non-stress right now. I'm literally just going to sit here and I'm going to take Will Johnson, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, Donovan Ezraku, or Jihad Campbell, basically. You know, one of those guys will be there and that'll be my pick. So it's very easy, very straightforward. Yes, at Chops in the D will probably copy and paste what I just said and maybe even my pick when I say it first, but that is what it is.
Hey, listen, you want me to say the pick first? I'll say the pick first. That's fine.
All right. With the 28th pick, at Chops in the D selects Rudy Poo Candy. Look at these idiots. Go, Pack, go. No, no.
Just drawn out. Brutal.
Green Bay is normally like a defense type team, so Maybe they help their O-line or something, but...
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the list here. Like, I'm trying to figure out what... I think they're going Will Johnson here. I hate to say it, but I think they're taking a corner.
It'd make perfect sense because that crazy guy they had who used to be good and then like went cuckoo, and for some reason they kept him the last couple of years. He was never healthy and used to be an all-pro, and I forget his name too, but he like is out the door, and I couldn't even tell you there are other people, so they can't cover a coffee table, that's for damn sure.
Talking about Alexander.
Whoa. Lions on the clock shortly. I just heard.
What?
I just heard that from Rich Eisen. Maybe he's just doing the NFC North rundown, but...
Yeah, I'm sure he's just talking about the rundown. I don't see anything about a trade. All right, Commissioner's back up to the podium.
If it's not Malachi Starks, I'm putting a tweet out saying that's what I want so the people know. I'm going to give them my stack ahead of time so they know what it is.
Through the Starbucks College Achievement Plan, full and part-time Starbucks baristas receive 100% upfront college tuition coverage so they can focus on achieving their dreams, not how they'll pay for school. And those dreams might start with a degree in management, biochemistry, or any of the more than 150 offered. At Starbucks, benefits like college tuition coverage are just the start. Learn more at starbucks.com/partners.
Learning through play starts with Lego Duplo. With Lego Duplo, toddlers can develop real-life skills while having fun with colorful bricks made just for them. Large, easy to grip, and safe to explore. When children express themselves with Lego Duplo, they build patience, problem-solving, and empathy. See your child learn perseverance and self-expression with everything they imagine and create. Visit lego.com/preschool to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco. Get the most out of your vehicle with GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco original equipment. The only parts designed, engineered, tested, and backed by General Motors. You can find your perfect fit for most makes and models and choose from 3 tiers of parts, including GM OE or gold and silver aftermarket parts. Visit gmparts.com for more information.
Meta AI is the personal AI to help you with whatever you need. Plus, it meets you where you are. Not only is Meta AI now an app, but it's also on the apps you already know and love: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. Plus the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. It's easy to access wherever you are. So whether you're talking or texting, Meta AI is convenient to use throughout your day. Experience our newest AI that's tailored to you by downloading the Meta AI app. Try the Meta AI app today on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Your gut affects everything, even your mood. So Ollie created 2 brand new products to take care of your insides. Ollie Big 10 Probiotic has 10 strains of probiotics, their most ever, to support a healthy gut microbiome, immune system, and stress response. And Ollie Super Good Superfoods delivers 15 superfoods in tasty gummy form. Find them at ollie.com and exclusively at Walmart. Ollie! These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You got the audio on there, Okrie? It's a little low, a little light. Or are you walking around working the board?
Walking around.
Nice. How's that board looking there, Okrie? The old magnet board.
Delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up, Mike Murphy. Get off the stage, you dweeb.
Cheddarville cheese stick mozzarella, never gonna pick. Let us just torture us. Oh my gosh. They're terrible. You know what? Let's just go ahead and take another wide receiver to make the people happy.
We send up Eminem, they got this Jamoke up there. He'll really get the crowd going.
They are getting jacked. Is he actually going to make the selection?
Yes.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Bums.
That's
idiots.
Oh, my.
That's like a hey, this will be funny. We'll do this for the people. And like, we're all like, yes, good. That's tremendous.
Look, I went, again, you know how I love to name drop. I went to school with Matt LaFleur. What are you doing, bro? You got, what is your sixth mediocre wide receiver that you're rolling out there? Like, oh my gosh.
Not to mention that you see the things yesterday. They're very interested in George Pickens. It's like, yeah, add him to your garbage fire you got there. Hey, that's great for us.
That's
Don't
perfect
care.
For us. Perfect for the Lions. That's
Matthew
all that
Golden
matters.
is a good speed player. He's a slot type, and I wasn't as wowed by him the farther we got in the process. So I talked him up early. I cooled on him based on interviews, tape, and other factors. So you can have him, Cheddar Sticks. But Okrie, he's the top wide receiver. He's a top player. Don't care. Don't care. All right, hold on. I'm sending out this tweet. It took me 10 minutes to spell Donovan Zaraku's last name.
Holy moly. You should have had that all queued up there, Okrie.
Hey, I didn't expect 8 of my favorite players still be there at 24 here, so I'm giving the people a rundown.
There's only 4 coming off the board, Oak. You're going to be looking pretty good here. You give it to the people over the Twitterverse.
I'm giving them 5 names. Is that good? What'd you say?
Will Johnson, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, Donovan Ezraku, and who's your 5th? Jihad Campbell?
Jihad Campbell.
There it is. Wow. I'm absolutely stunned that at 3 of those names. Will Johnson, Malachi Starks, and Mike Green still being here this late at 24 is just mind-boggling to me.
Tweet sent.
My notifications are silenced so that there's no spoiler.
I'm just letting you know. I think that you need to put out a little choppy take. Maybe these are my top 3 players in order, or hashtag what Choppy said early so the people know.
That means I gotta sit here and I gotta get my list. I mean, again, these are just names. Of course, I mean they're names that are available that I just did not expect at all.
Choppy, hello. It's called the NFL Draft. It happens all day, every day.
I know. These secondary players I was not expecting, though. I mean, I was expecting either Mike Green or Ezraku, like from BC. Those guys were there. Those guys were on my list, but I am just absolutely shocked that Malachi Starks is still there. I mean, Will Johnson is a bit polarizing. You know, we love him because of Michigan, but
yeah. That's what I was just going to say. Is that
Malachi
he like
Starks is like, dude, I can't. You can't not take him. You just can't. I keep saying it, but like he's arguably a top 5 talent in this whole draft. I don't know, man. It's just not mind-boggling to me.
This is the part I love about the draft, Chops. Remember when the Lions would always get like A+, B+, like best draft, ranking, and because we took like flashy, known players from big schools or guys that were fun to watch, and it never worked out. Like, that's what these guys are doing. They're going cuckoo over this pick, and it's like, you have to have trenches and like legit stuff set up. You can't just like load up on 6 receivers, think you're going to run them all out there and blow the world on fire. Like, it's not going to work long term.
I agree. And again, they aren't even anywhere near needing a wide receiver in Green. That's hilarious to me.
See, I agree with you though, and don't put this on I can't tell you what to tweet, but I put mine in order based on how I have them now, but I'm totally with you, and I'm saying this on the recording, that even though I have Will Johnson higher, and over the process he seemed like the much higher, no doubt, like just talent. Yes, he has the injury concerns, or, you know, he just wasn't in the process that much, but I don't want that to really sway me. But I just love Malachi Starks so much as a person that if there's any, I don't know Will Johnson, I didn't really see much from him, so he like loses points, but he just seems like the more, I mean, on our defaults he's 4 and Starks is 18. It's like we knew he was like a no doubt corner before this year where he got hurt a lot, so I'm torn. Oh, there you go. I'm glad with that because everybody wanted him to the Lions, not me.
Yep. I'm good with that, man. We're getting into some kooky territory here, buddy.
So all I'm saying is, like, I'm about to actually, maybe I'll tweet it out too, is like just saying how I'm a little torn and I might go with Starks above Will, but that'll have to be something on the clock if I have to make that decision. But I might have said Will Campbell a couple times. I meant Will Johnson.
We got to trade. I'm trying to tweet. I'm trying to board.
Good. Giants are back in, and you know that's not for anything but a quarterback.
Quarterback, yep. With Houston, by the way, who I would actually, yeah. All right. Oh my gosh. I got too much stuff going on here. I'm trying to compose a tweet. I'm trying to get my BPA. I'm trying to get Minnesota with the big nasty tackle, which I'm totally happy with. Thank you. All right. We got the Giants. Trading up with Houston. Originally owned. All right, you know that's got to be for a quarterback there.
Jackson Dart, which again is, hey, the coach loves him. We think he's going to do X, and it's like he could boom, but he's much more of a
over Shedeur. The highlights, the flash, the swag, the media S show that it is.
What I heard, because Todd McShay went on and on about this, that Brian Daboll loves Jackson Dart. He's not a Shedeur fan. So unless that's Bula Bula, which it doesn't sound like it is, I think Shedeur would be loved by that New York fan base and fit in pretty well, but there's nothing tying those two together. So either or, it helps us. But
all right, I got the sheet updated. I got the tweet going. Too much going on here, buddy. Too much going on. All right, Okrie. Assuming this is quarterback, you got which. By the way, who was taking a quarterback? The Rams? Like, why does New York need to jump up from, like, that high up? I don't understand. Giants weren't taking a quarterback. Rams aren't taking a quarterback. Baltimore's not taking a quarterback. Detroit's not taking a quarterback. Washington isn't. Buffalo isn't. Kansas City isn't. Philly isn't. Why? What do you need to do that?
Yeah. But you're assuming that everybody just sits and nobody else that might want a quarterback is not jumping up too, so you're always just trying to go get your guy for the right price, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. It just seems silly to me, like,
unless
there's a big play.
I gotta ask you this, Chops, even though people don't want to hear about our fantasy, like, how itchy do you get in reality sports online drafts? Are you, like, always, like, even though we say hold your water, trade back, like, in those, are you looking to always jump up or not so much?
Yeah, I am. Every person who says that they, yeah, absolutely. I'm always itching to get there. Like,
I find myself contacting a lot of people saying like, hey, you know, what would you want for me to get up here? But then I always think like, but don't we always talk about how we just should sit and pick or move back? It's hard though.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't do it to, like, jump up high. But when those later rounds go and I've got, like, my guys, and I'm like, okay, they may be going, or I get into a spot where, like, I really love, there's, like, one receiver that's out there that I still really love, and I want to try to jump up there and snag him, knowing that, like, the offensive players will come off the board pretty much to the end.
Yeah.
But it is, I do get itchy.
That's what I was just throwing it out there as these real life examples because these teams I think kind of get the I just got to have this guy and they don't think about who's in front. Hey, these other teams might not need what you need. It's just more like I got to get him for the right price, and sometimes the right price for you is like not the best for or is great for the other people because they didn't want to pick anyway or they just don't care. So it's kind of interesting how it all works. But yeah, I would say so. This is a quarterback. Let's look at the board. This is a quarterback, and then Rams, Baltimore, Detroit. So I'm guaranteed to get Will Starks Greener as a Rocky. I don't even have to go down and flip the coin of Jihad Campbell. And the only other person I had on my top 15 or 20 stack that I just threw in there because I love his game and his toughness is Maxwell Hairston, cornerback from Kentucky, who you laughed at me about and said, who? And then he got a lot of first-round buzz, but he'll probably go in round 2. But, again, corner. Do we need it? Do we not? He's just damn good, gritty football player.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely... We're to that point now where he's right there. He's in the mix. So I'm not a big Jihad Campbell guy, and I'm definitely not a James Pierce Jr. guy either, so... That's craziness. There it is.
Told you. and here's a proving point that as much fun as we have on the mic, as much crap as you give me, I give you a bunch of crap. There is not another player in this draft or in the last however long that has more swag, wears more gimmicks, has more stuff that looks cool than Jackson Dart. He wears eye black like Hutch. He has a bandana. He wears an arm sleeve. He has Jordans. He's long hair coming out the back. He's got the visor. I mean, he looks like everything I love from a swag, just funny equipment type perspective, and he's fun to watch. But I'm saying now that I see him as a Matt Stafford light, like makes all the throws, has some moxie, but never will win anything, never will put up numbers really like Matt Stafford did, but he's also definitely not a bum. He's can throw all over the place, runs a little bit, things like that.
Let me ask you this. I mean, you just said like a Matt Stafford light. What about like a Baker Mayfield? Like that swag, that drip, that moxie? No?
He's got more like he's more of a pretty thrower of the football, and the thing that I heard about him that people don't like is he came from Ole Miss, which they just had a lot of like simple things for him, you know. So can he read out D's? But he can throw from like all platforms. He can run. He can fit it in windows. Like if it's open, he can put it on people. But he's Baker Mayfield was more like that red ass tough guy, where Jackson Dart's like swag, fun to watch, leader, will also go get you a first down with his legs a lot, but also going to turn the football over a lot and look wimpy sometimes, you know, with how he throws it into just a random window, gets it picked, things like that.
Yeah, I'd be absolutely lying to you if I told you that I watched a bunch of Jackson Dart. And
he doesn't even seem like a New York guy. Like, he just seems like he would have been great with like the Titans in the second round, or, you know, like one of those down south teams that aren't good, rather than the New York market. I just don't see him like that, but I don't know him personally, so.
Oh, Rams are trading. Rams are trading to the Falcons.
Oh, no. Well, the Rams usually take our guys, or kind of know who we have similar interests probably, so maybe that's good. Who is it? Atlanta?
Atlanta.
I say Jimmy Crackcorn, and I don't care because I'm going to get Malachi Starks or Will Johnson or Mike Green or Desmond Araku. So I don't care who they take.
Yep. They traded up from 46, so they got somebody they really, really love.
Be prepared, too, that it could be none of these names we're talking about. Like, we could be all hyped about those 4 names and whoever else you want to throw in the mix, and it could be Bula Bula Jones from Gimmickville. I mean, I don't know. Oh, you know who this probably is? This is probably Malachi Starks to the Falcons. He's lived his whole life in Georgia, I just heard. His wife is named Savannah. He's never left the state. That's got to be who it is. They probably know that kid better than anybody. That's a slam dunk pick for them. They just got like a couple older safeties.
They just took Jalen Walker too, so he's got that familiarity there.
That's Malachi Starks, bro. He's off the board. Put it, mark it, hashtag it, whatever you do.
I think you're wrong. I'm going to call it. I think they're going up for an edge. I say this is an edge.
They just took an edge.
They're double dipping.
Nope. Malachi Starks.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
America's beverage companies are investing in America. We're American companies, making American products with American workers in America's hometowns. We're local bottlers and manufacturers, operating in all 50 states, employing more than 275,000 Americans in good-paying jobs, delivering for the nation, because we believe in the promise of America and the people who make it great. Learn more at WeDeliverForAmerica.org. Paid for by the American Beverage Association.
When you're separating from the military, no one tells you how hard it can be to get your civilian life up to speed. But with VA benefits, it doesn't have to be. From the VA home loan requiring no down payment, to the GI Bill covering tuition, books, and cost of living, to VA healthcare offering top-ranked, low-cost care designed specifically for veterans, all the support you need is at VA. I'm here telling every veteran because I wish someone had told me, get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Business. How can you free up your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders to not only streamline purchasing, but better support their teams so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more about the technology, insights, and support available at amazonbusiness.com.
We off? 30 seconds of carefree bliss. Oof, like wind in your hair carefree. Oh, like using Clorox Disinfecting All-Purpose Cleaner in the home carefree. Yes! Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox Carefree? He's on a roll now. Spit toothpaste on the faucet. You got it. You got it. Peanut butter on the light switch. Oh, spritz, spritz. Spritz, spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good. Okay, we're back. Use as directed.
Oh, great.
Oh,
yes.
Baby.
Even better. Let's go.
There it is, dude. There it is. Hashtag what Choppy said.
All right, Chop. So now I really gotta decide between Will Johnson and freaking Malachi Starks. The Ravens just took your boy Hamilton, so they have safety. They paid what, Marcus Peters, or not Marcus Peters, Marcus Williams, or whoever else. They got like 3 or 4 like high-end, good paid safeties. So hopefully not Starks. I don't know who their corners are.
Though. They're hurting at corner. They got Nate Wiggins at corner, and then
they just took him. He's good. Who? A bunch of jabrones?
Just a bunch of jabrones. I could totally see them going Will Johnson, and then I'm calling Malachi Starks. That's the play. They could go Mike Green too. Mike Green strikes me as a Baltimore type guy, but they've got Metabuke. And they run the 3-4, so they got, and then Broderick Washington, with the big nose tackle in the middle. Who is Baltimore going to take? Dude, that Atlanta trade up for James Pierce was huge for the Lions. Huge. Because he was not anywhere on my radar at all. There were a lot of slappies that were like, loving them having that debate, and from day one we were not on that player, and I pretty much guarantee the Lions were not on that player. No, I agree.
Woo. It's like I'm almost hoping in a weird way that Baltimore takes Will Johnson so I don't have to make the call. Because I'm telling you now, I don't know what you tweeted out. I did tell the people that I was going to have a hard debate. I am thinking that I'm going to do the bold move of taking Malachi Starks over Will Johnson and playing...
That wasn't the order that you put him in there, though.
Hey, I have the ability to change. That is how I have them until I'm on the clock, and none of that means anything. So I'm just saying. But the reasoning is, if you think DJ Reed's going to be good, you think Terrion Arnold's going to be good, you have Rakestraw, who you just invested in, regardless of how good Will Johnson is or will be or will not be, like, he's going to be in the mix. Maybe if he's great, he would overtake, whatever. But I feel, and again, I'm not a coach, I don't know all their in or out workings, but I feel like I can take Malachi Starks and play him, Kerbo, and BB from day one and be a versatile, crazy defense on the back end and cover my butt down the road depending on if I want to make that decision or whatever. I guess I've just fallen in love with safeties too, because they can tackle, they can blitz, they can pick the ball off, they can help your corners, they can do so many things. So that's why I'm leaning. And then we also just have the Will Johnson questions of like health and how much does he love the game and things like that aren't really warranted, I don't think, but I don't know. I don't have enough information to be like, oh no, he's totally healthy and he's going to be a pro. It's more of like, I think, rather than for sure, where I don't have a question at all and haven't for a while with Malachi Starks. I literally turned on his film highlights recently again, and I was just like in love. He comes up and smacks you in the mouth. He makes plays on the ball. He runs sideline to sideline. And then I saw a couple interviews, and that was it too for me.
diversity of the secondary right now with BB is huge because it allows you to take a guy like Malachi Starks. You can shift him around to nickel. Yeah, dude. The ball hawk skills of Malachi Starks and Kerbo and that safety position. I mean, again, like you said, he's just loves to hit. Yeah, man, I'm all on board. I'm almost so hyped up now that I'm going to be disappointed if it doesn't happen. And I don't want to be that way. But let me ask you this, Okrie. Okay, Starks and Will Johnson and Mike Green are the three of them are there. Do you take one of those three or do you trade? Trade back, pick up assets.
Oh, I'm picking here. I'm picking here unless somebody gave me some cuckoo Cocoa Puffs offer.
Just for clarification, Atlanta just traded pick 26 and a third round pick for pick 46, a 2026 first rounder, and a 2025 seventh. So they picked up a first rounder to trade back 20 spots. Dude.
I mean, yeah, it'd be great, but it's...
Ooh, I would have taken that deal in a heartbeat for them to jump to us.
I mean, if the question is, am I taking that or am I picking, I'm probably taking that because there's still people I like and I'm not, in desperate need for a player. But if there's no offer anywhere close, I'm easily picking because I love all these options right now. I thought Ezaraku was going to be best case scenario. He's 4th or 5th for me right now. I got the tweet all queued up, Choppy. I'm sending it in here shortly because I don't think anything that... I can't see the Ravens doing it because they have so much invested in Hamilton, but they love good football players from the SEC, and Starks is a little bit more of a hybrid. Well...
They only have Hamilton. I mean,
I think I just heard DJ say Starks for Baltimore.
You think who just said that?
Yeah. DJ's always on it too, especially for Baltimore because he used to work there and he knows what they want. Here we go. No!
That's a stinger. For him to go all the way down to 27 and be that close. Oh. Dang. Dang. Lions on the clock.
You want to say your pick first?
Yeah. Let me... Dang, man. That was my guy. All right. Choppy pick. Lions, 2025. How much time do I got? I got plenty of time here. I'm waffling. I know what the tweet said. Oh, that was my guy. I was taking him, no doubt. No ifs, ands, buts about it.
I literally can't believe he went all the way down and then the pick before. If anybody but Baltimore is in front of us, they take some other Bumsky McGee.
I'm about to trade this pick.
Look at it. He just looks. I mean, damn it. I'm so pissed because they just showed his highlights. He's just like BB almost, with what he does. Looks clean and crispy. But we already have a Malachi Starks. His name is my boy, Brian Branch, in case you didn't know. So, that's what you got to do in the draft, Chop. I got to coach you up again. You got to pivot. You got to have other options. You can't sit there and boo-hoo, and I'm not sure. And All right,
You're
the Lions
one that
pick is
was crying
in.
into the microphone 30 seconds ago, buddy. You were like dead silent for 4 minutes after they said Malachi
I'm not happy,
starts.
but I'm trying to get the choppy pick. But I'm saying it now. We don't have to say who was first. You already know.
Nope, I
Okrie
got
selects Will Johnson from Michigan. I've been saying
I'm
it.
taking, see, I knew you were going to do that, so you could give me the whole you said so first. That's okay. Then you know what? I'm pivoting. Give me Mike Green, Marshall, edge, 250-pound D-line, ranked 16th in the PFF or higher. Showed up, showed out. Give me Mike Green.
That's a great pick. I mean, don't pick because you want him to be different. I'm just saying that, like, I've already been talking about it, and you said, well, how can you go with Malachi Starks when you have Will Johnson higher? It was like, well, when I really kept thinking about it, yes, I would have taken him over Will Johnson if they're both on the board. When one's not on the board, I'm going to take the other guy. And yes, I know we need an edge, but to me, Will Johnson is too good to pass on. I think he'll be fine, and this draft is stacked in edge and interior, so I'm going to try to get that later and shore up my corners. But your pick is the more logical of, hey, Mike Green's productive, he's pretty nasty, he's BPA for a lot of people, you know. It's a excellent selection.
I mean, I haven't even seen them put up where the Lions are at. Like, I'm assuming they're on the clock. I don't know how much time's left. I don't know if their pick is in. They're going gaga over Malachi Starks. I knew this was going to happen. I was going to, like, just be disappointed after that guy left. Made it that far down.
Part of it, let's be honest, is, like, how much I talked him up, but, like, said for a while now that, like, could you imagine? And no, we can't, maybe. And then, oh, I watch more. I love him even more. He's my favorite player. So it's partly my fault by saying all this stuff about him. Maybe he's not going to be that good. I don't know, but
I mean, again, we were both like we've been talking about him for weeks, though. Like I mean, again, early on, he was nowhere on my radar. I've said from day one he was nowhere on my radar because I didn't think he was coming out of the top 10. Nowhere on my radar. Like, I liked him that much. I didn't even factor him in. I want to put you on the spot here, though. Like, tell me right now, like, tell me a position or a player where you're like, man, that you'll be bummed. Is there a guy out there where you're just like, you think might be on the board that's in this range where you just be like, why did we do that? Or a position, anything? I mean, it's a tough question to ask, but
Jack Sawyer. I mean, I don't know. Nobody's sticking out to me on my little short list. I mean,
no.
It's like guys that I either don't think they'll take or guys that I wouldn't really mind. I mean, hate to do it, Jeff Risdon, but Josh Simmons wouldn't be a favorite right here. All right, who's hugging who? Who's in the room?
Yeah, here he comes.
Hey, Sheila the Hamp, I think has Michigan ties. She'd love another Wolverine, so would Aiden Hutchinson. No! Damn it! Okay, Choppy, like, that was the other name I heard late, and that was the other guy I didn't want. Yes, it's a school we shall not speak of, but, like, I kept telling myself, I'm like, I really don't want another one-technique defensive tackle from Ohio State that I don't think he ain't that great, as a former co-host of the Detroit Koolaid Cast used to say. Did I do a lot of work on him? No, but yeah, that Josh Simmons are the two really that jump out to me of, please no. Oh my God.
Oh man. I just just don't. I mean, first of all, like, look, I can take the whole what school he went to out of the equation, but why? I mean, again, like, you got Aleem the Dream, you got DJ Reader, you got, like, I just don't understand Levi, Mingo, like, you just got Lopez, Broderick Martin still in the mix. Why? Why do I need a big, somewhat penetrating nose tackle?
Like, that's exactly it. The Lions brought him in, they talked to this guy, there's a lot of stuff, maybe they'll take him, like, in round 2 was the hope, or like when I heard about him being picked here, it's like, what do I need another 334-pound interior run stopper for? Oh, but you're not going to get after the quarterback at a high level at 334. I'm just here to tell you it's not going to happen. So they basically took DJ Reader's replacement and a guy to hold the fort down until Honey Bun, a.k.a. Twinkle Toes, a.k.a. gets back. And it's like, no, I don't need another big body. You also hope that Levi will be good. You also need to move Pascal inside, who's a big body. Like, I don't need another. And with that being said, it's like, oh, but we win in the trenches. We beat people up. We're tough. We're physical. We not only already have that, you can find one-tech defensive nose tackle types other ways. God, I hate that pick. And I hate to say it because, Will Johnson can be hurt his whole career and never be good. But you're telling me Mike Green or Ezra Raku or Jihad Campbell aren't better than Tyleek Williams? Get the hell out of here, man. Come on. I'm not drinking that in. I'm not double-sided cornbread in that. And that's usually what I do because we do that on the show and we love our team, but come on.
That's rough, man. I'm not. Like I said,
that's not just rough. Sorry to jump in on you again, but we need the sound bites. Chuck, let them know.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Come on, Brad, always open for business. You can't love that player that much.
I just don't know. I don't even know where he fits on this team. That's my problem. Like, unless you really think like this dude is going to lock up the middle with, Aleem the Dream, AKA, for years and years and years, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why? Like, what's he doing? I mean, he's not a sack guy, right? Like, what do we struggle at? Getting to the quarterback. So he's not a penetrator. 3, I think the most sacks he's had in a season is 3. I don't know. I don't look. I trust Brad Holmes, but
I already love same-day delivery with Shipt, but it's so much better since I signed up for Target Circle 360. Why? Because I no longer pay price markups from the majority of stores through Shipt. Only a handful of alcohol retailers and items don't count. That means no markups on groceries, pet food, even home goods and makeup. So to recap, I have more time to catch up on life while someone shops for me, and I spend less. It's a win-win. Order now at shipt.com/360. Terms apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
With EA Sports College Football 26, you can rise from high school recruit to Heisman legend or cement your legacy as a coach by leading your program to glory. Pre-order the deluxe edition of the game today as part of the MVP bundle at go.ea.com/MVP-bundle to start playing 3 days early and more. EA Sports College Football 26 is rated E for everyone. Includes in-game purchases, including random items.
I didn't think the pain from the shingles rash would affect simple, everyday tasks like bathing, getting dressed, or even walking around. I was wrong. Though not everyone at risk will develop it, 99% of people over the age of 50 already have the virus that causes shingles, and it could reactivate at any time. I developed it, and the blistering rash lasted for weeks. Don't learn the hard way, like I did. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
It's time to rewrite the vacation rules. With Royal Caribbean, your family can look forward to just about anything. Break the thrill barrier, roaring down the tallest water slide in North America. Jump into breathtaking jungles and jaw-dropping coves. Vibe off the charts on our private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And end the day knowing things are just getting started. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
I don't like it, man. I don't like it.
The only thing that we can say is what you just said right there, is that we know little. I can't tell you I watched a bunch of film highlight. I can't tell you I studied his bio. He actually, like, it's funny you asked me that question right before the pick, because not only was he not on my little short radar of like guys that I was looking at, but I literally the last couple of days, every time his name came up, I was just like, they're not gonna do that, are they? Like, that just doesn't really make sense. He's not really dynamic, in my opinion. He didn't seem like a need. He wasn't a BPA type. So it literally was like every time it was him and Simmons and like, who else did I see there a couple of times? It was like, no, please. But like Luther Burden, there were some people like, oh, get him. They'll just make us incredible. I was like, please no. Like, I love Luther Burton as a talent on paper, but there's a lot of questions. And yeah, so like if I had a redo and you were like, name a couple of names, I would have probably went down my list and been like Simmons and let me look here. Tyreek Williams from Ohio State.
Who, by the way, was at rank like 45 or something, or 50. I wasn't even moving that far down.
Right.
Oh.
And you said it right, that it's not the school. We have fun with that gimmick, but if it was some all-everything player from there, and I'm sure all the experts will tell us how great this guy is and how we don't know what we're talking about, but like, to me, he's not a first round have to have it. He's not a wow. We have this big gaping hole. Exactly. So would I. Exactly. That was more premier position. I heard somebody the other day who always talks about what positions to take. They were like, man, this position value means nothing to me. I'm like, no, it means everything. That's all you guys talk about. I forget what show it was, but it was like, so a more premier position at tackle, corners get paid more than interior pushing tough guys or run stop or whatever you want to call them. I mean, I'm just looking at the list like, give me a freaking injury risk on Jihad Campbell, please. And I would have easily taken the two edge rushers before any of those guys. Chops, I really didn't think we were going to be doing this right now. I thought it was way too easy to pick any of the four guys I named, and I'm dancing in the streets.
Yep. I agree.
And instead they took one of the short list of players where I was just like, please no. Please don't do that. Like, I know we might have half a season missing of Aleem McNeil, but I don't care. I care, but I don't care enough to use a first-round pick to hold his water for a while.
Yeah. I just have that feeling where it's like there's so many good options. And when I felt this way before, sometimes it's worked out. So... But I just don't understand what you're doing with all those bikes. Like, is Broderick Martin not on this team anymore? Like, how many D tackles? How many defensive linemen?
I didn't even bring up Broderick Martin because he ain't done a damn thing in the league. He was the guy they had to have, and he's so big, and he's going to do this, he's going to do that.
And again, like, you brought back Miles Adams, you got Wingo, Lopez, Levi, Broderick Martin, Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader. How many D tackles are you? I mean,
Chops,
you
you're
need 9 of
pissing
them?
me off by reading these names because I didn't even think about Lopez either. You just brought in Lopez because he's supposed to be a dog in the middle that's going to hold up and do some things.
Yeah.
Who's getting the Gatorade out of these 8 people? Because, like, one can play on first and second down. Oh, my God. I'm getting, like, upset. Like, real upset right now just thinking about all these names and bodies that are supposed to make us some real tough. I'm looking at this freaking dude too. He looks like an absolute slob in his jersey. Belly all hanging over his belt. Like, this guy must have something that Brad Holmes and Dan freaking Campbell just absolutely love. Like, either he's like super nasty or fits them so perfectly. Like,
I mean, the other thing too, like, I don't know, man. Like, when I say Chicago, do you think dynamic running game? No. They're going to draw some crazy stuff up. When I say Green Bay, do you think dynamic running game that I got to stuff? No. When I think Minnesota, like, I don't know, man. I can't wrap my head around this right now. I can't. You know, like when I said, is there a position that you'd be upset about if we drafted? I almost feel like this position was right behind quarterback or running back. Like, if there was a wide receiver you love there, cool. Like, not my jam, but I get it. You know, obviously, offensive line, I would even been okay with a tackle that has to sit behind Decker or Penny for a year. Fine. But, like, you literally have 8 interior defensive tackles and probably a 9th with Josh Pascal needing to move to the inside. And now you've added another one. I don't know.
we better be like the greatest interior rush team and run stopping team in this century, because the whole idea of getting edges and getting other things was so that Pascal and Levi and DJ Reader and Lopez and whoever the other 18 names you named off could eat in the middle of that defensive line. Instead, you added another body, you neglected edge, you didn't take a top 10-ish ranked corner. Like, I almost feel like we need to cut the mics, because, like, a lot of this will probably come back and both bite both of us, but, like, I'm going to have to not only do a deep dive, but try to be objective, because this was not a guy not only on my radar, but as you just said, give me like a top unneed on my list, and it would be yes, I had interior defensive lineman on my list, but it was like last on defense or next to last, and it was for a penetrating sack, like get up the field type of player, dynamic athlete in like round 3 or 4. Yeah. If there wasn't one of the studs, like there wasn't. So why you dipped down and had to have this guy? Like, I'm going to have to not only find out, I'm sure we're going to be educated that he's got this and he's got that and he has so much of this we couldn't pass on. We love his character. And it's just like, but you got guys there already. Unless your idea is to like dump all those guys and let DJ Reader go, obviously, and then it's him and Honeybun in your middle for the next 5 years, if you think that's your answer. But still, that doesn't make sense either.
I mean, and again, like, you know, and I know, you know, people are going to beat me up because I was like, hey, if Kenneth Grant is there, you run and take him. Choppy, he's an interior defense, but he's an attacker. Like, he's aggressive. He is, like, just dominant up the middle, and he's a total penetrator. Like, this guy, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even, like, I'll also put this out there, too. I like Darius Alexander more than I like Talik Williams.
Exactly. The kid's, like, 19 years old and a lot of pub, and I heard basically nothing about Tyleik Williams until the very end when it was like, hey, I'm hearing the Lions like this guy.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's... Again, Okrie, this is the tough part about being live on the mic, right? He turns around, he becomes an all-pro, Aleem the Dream's out for the whole year, so he slots right in, and it's like, oh my God, the Lions were so smart. They took Talik Williams, and look at what he is now. And, like, I hope to God that's what happens, because I feel sick to my stomach right now. Absolutely sick to my stomach. Maxwell Harrison goes to Buffalo. He was my 5th guy before. Will Johnson's still on the board. Mike Green's still on the board.
The other thing that's crazy is, like, I'm going through the old Twitter machine, and, like, I see no reactions and no good reactions, that's for sure. I see a couple people going, well, Aleem is out. Like, Brad Holmes will probably do something we didn't expect. And it's like, I haven't seen one person jumping up and down or being like, great pick, and here's why. Like, it's a bunch of, I don't know. Like you say, we're going to have to revise probably because it's like, we obviously don't know. This wasn't a guy that I did a deep dive on because I wanted him or because I heard good things. This was a guy on the periphery of my vision. Okay, losing my voice. He's a big body. He's from a school that did okay this year, except they lost to Michigan. He's probably nasty. He's probably tough. Those were the things I thought. But it's like, no. Like, because there's so many other needs, because needs matter, because we already have so many big bodies and you've spent money there and you have high expectations, so they either know something we don't or think they know something we don't. But what I know right now is that was not the pick I wanted. I really didn't expect it, other than I had heard buzz over the last week or so that he was a name and maybe, but hopefully later. And 1,000 votes on Logan Lamorandiers poll and 45% giving it a B, 20% C. The Okrie grade of a D has 10%, and 25% of the slaps that have no idea who he is but are probably loyal, lovely Detroit Koolaid drinkers. 25% love it.
I'm going to cut you off here and ask, okay, Philly and Kansas just swapped picks. Why? Literally, why? What the ever love it? This is the dumbest. Okay.
The dumbest end to what was a great first round that had so much. I mean, you could have done almost anything. Hey, you want to know Tyleek Williams' Raz? Not applicable.
Yeah, because he didn't test, right?
I mean, that's what I'm seeing here from good old Kent Lee Platt, the Raz guy himself.
All B gap. Oh gosh. 1 QB hit and 3 sacks in 2024.
1 QB hit and 3 sacks. Oh god. We got a guy that stands there and blocks.
One batted ball. I'm trying. Look, I'm looking.
Chops is like, is there a stat that I can throw out to try to be nice to this guy?
Is there one stat? Is there one stat that I can just... And again, the great... Here you go. Ready for this? The great Natalie Sparbeck. I'm keeping all the receipts from you bums that are doubting Brad Holmes. I'm keeping receipts. Keep whining and crying. We'll remember. Ugh. I love you at Natalie Sparbeck, but the great.
Oh, the great Natalie Sparbeck. Very positive, except when she isn't, which is like some of the time.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's where we're gonna get proven wrong. Hey, he's a B gap. He's a perfect fit for our scheme. He'll play next to so and so. They'll be dominant. They'll stop the run. He's got better pass rush than he's shown in college due to his lack of numbers. He's a dog. He's got Detroit ties. he's nasty. He's gritty. All those things we'll hear. And it's I mean, there's pictures where he looks like, oh, this guy's probably a nasty defensive tackle, and then there's other ones where it's like, who is this slob, 330-pound slob in a 91 jersey that was probably a mid-second round talent that we took at 28 when there were 5 other guys that I easily would have taken blindfolded over this guy.
I mean, I could list 15 guys I would have taken over him right now if I'm being.
I'm just saying on our short list, there's Yeah. Anywhere from 15
I mean,
to 30 that I probably would have taken over Tyreek Williams.
All right. Well, hey, look, he's on the team now, so. And you know the other thing that's just going to be a big kick to the gonads on this one is Philly just traded up, and I bet you they're going to take Jahad Campbell, and it's going to be like, how do they just always get players that fall to them?
So let me ask you this to your question. Like, so two teams are at the end, and they swap with each other?
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
Yes. Literally, so that Philly traded up one spot, traded a 5th-round pick to move up. I mean, was Kansas City really going to take Jahad Campbell?
Right. Or like that's almost that gentleman's agreement. Like, okay, we'll trade, but who are you taking? And if it's your guy, you don't trade. If it isn't, you're just like, oh, a free 5th rounder. But yeah, that's usually it'd be like a team coming up from the 2nd round or like another team in your conference. Instead, it's just like a 1 spot forward, 1 spot back for a guy that the other team probably didn't want and that you had to have because they didn't want him. But what's so annoying is that, yes, we all know they're probably going to take Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell's probably going to be a great player. He's going to have no, like, you know, injury concerns. He'll fit in the culture. And, like, he shouldn't be there.
Yeah. You know what, like, this is the thing that, and Okrie, you know how I feel about Philadelphia. I hate all things Philadelphia sports. I hate them. I do. Like, they're the worst fans in the world. Listen to here. But like you know this. My disdain for them. But guess what? Every stinking year, I look at their draft and I'm like, how did you get, again, just run the list. Nakobe Dean, Quinion Mitchell, Keely Ringo, Cooper DeJean. I mean, I even like the DN Moro Ajoma from Texas. They got, like, I love all these guys they got. Of course, I didn't, I left out Jalen Carter because he was kind of like Nolan Smith. Like, how do they keep drafting all these guys?
So here's the thing, and like, I can't yell as much as I want to because it's past 11:30 midnight, but they do what we do. They take the high names, the big schools, the easy picks. And most of the time, they work out great.
Yeah. And again, Sidney Brown, Lewis Cine, all these guys. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., another one, a linebacker that I like. Just craziness, dude. I hate that they draft so good. I hate that I like their draft. And they're going to take Jahad Campbell, who no way should have been here at 31. But again, just falling down the board. There he is.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at this monster.
All right, what wide receiver is Kansas City taking?
Luther Burden. Luther Burden, for sure. Mark it down. Mark it.
Mark it? All right, well, let's have some fun here because, the first round is wrapping up. It's not exactly who we thought. Again, maybe Aleem being out until, allegedly December was really scaring them and they thought they needed to make this move.
This is what I would say on the positive side. Sorry to jump in on you because I'll be quick. Like, the positive I give it is like the time when we started winning for the Detroit Lions is when we invested in big people on both sides of the line that beat you up, move you, take care of the trenches, and he, based on his size and his position, fits that. And the more of those you have, the harder. Like, a lot of the teams don't want to deal with that in today's game. They don't want to get freaking punched in the mouth for 4 quarters or deal with big bodies just shuffling them around. So I would say that it's another investment in trenches. It's a big body. He's probably nasty and physical, and that's what we've sort of hung our hat on, along with the fancy skill guys later and in other ways that have worked out really well. So, hey, I hope it's another hit. I got to trust Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. I'm not happy at all, but I love our football team, and I think that it will prove out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
TBD if you ask me.
Like,
but we'll see.
We'll see. I hope he plays well.
I hope he plays well.
I finished it for you. The other thing, though, again, look, I got a little positive, but then immediately I go back to the negative, because what this pick does is this pick tells me that you don't like your pick, that you used high investment on with Levi and Broderick Martin. So, like, this pick to me is almost like an admission of those picks weren't that great, which is tough to swallow. Look, if Maliam McNeil can't play until, week, 12, and DJ Reader has had some injury issues, and you're like, wow, man, thank God we've got Williams to put in the middle there with whoever else is filling in, maybe whether it's Josh Pascal or whoever. Like, maybe they know something. They're not as high as on DJ Reader as we thought, and they know Maliam's more hurt than they're leading on. So, to me, in that sense, if I want to say, like, what justifies this pick, that could be what justifies that pick. But then my retort to that was, you brought in Lopez, you drafted Broderick Martin with a third-round pick, you drafted Levi Onwuzurike with a second-round pick. Are you telling me that those basically weren't good enough to fill the hole that you think you're going to have with Aleem the Dream? That's all.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle.
Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue, subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
You're on mute.
Workday's starting to sound the same.
I think you're on mute.
Find something that sounds better for your career on LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Job Collections, you can browse curated collections by relevant industries and benefits, like flex PTO or hybrid workplaces, so you can find the right job for you. Get started at linkedin.com/jobs. Finding where you fit. LinkedIn knows how.
New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins, just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag, the one you stole from your ex, or your overpriced half a studio apartment, or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar, triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a Vitamin Water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
Who says you can't be the topic of conversation for all the right reasons? The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid pairs bold presence with advanced technology and sleek style. It's everything you didn't know you needed in an SUV and then some. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more.
So, and again, Josh Pascal has to get off the edge. So you're shifting him to what? The bowling alley at that point? Again, a second round pick. So
my quick counter too is like, when did we start drafting, if you're correct, for the short-term holds or what ifs? This guy in the first round at 28 has to be like a dominant 3-down interior player to be worth that type of selection. He can't be a 2-down run stuffer that plays rotationally. So I don't care how long Aleem is out or what he might be replacing. Like, he has to be so much better and so much more than that. And I just don't think he is. I mean, again, like you said, you're admitting Martin isn't going to work out. You're not going to retain Pascal. Levi's here for a year. But we're going to be better with Michael Williams and Aleem and whoever else we bring in. Like, I don't see him as that type of guy. I would obviously do my DTs different. I would have one big body, a couple penetrators, and young cats in there that can rotate, but they're going for big, nasty, hold the run, be stiff, get after the quarterback in other ways, and we got to trust it. And I see people already on the Twitter. This is what's going to be tough, too, with this, is it's going to be what, you know better than Brad Holmes? Look at what he's done. And it's like, yes, how many times we have to say it? We praise, we joke, we come on here and give him his props. But if we just love everything, what are we doing? And he hasn't hit on every single thing. And this feels like not only a miss to me, but a bad appropriation of resources. Too many big 320-pound plus defensive tackles. Not enough O-linemen, not enough edges, not enough people that can cover a coffee table, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
How many 300-plus pound dudes can you really have? I don't know.
I just gave up on my boards long ago, even before the Lions pick, because I was so excited who we were going to take. But that's the first round, Choppy. Josh Simmons to the Kansas City Chiefs with the final pick. So tackles or wide receivers for the damn Chiefs. And just stud, athlete, prime time, big name guys for the Philadelphia Eagles. And hey, by the way, they're in the Super Bowl almost every year. Imagine that.
Ugh. Disgusting.
You know what's making this worse, too? We're going to have to find a good way to sign off, because I know you got to go, and I'm tired as could be and not feeling well, but, this set up so perfectly. We were at 26, 27, and we couldn't go wrong. You could have taken 6-8 players. Hey, good pick. Nice, love that player. Nice fit. Gonna be great. I had not a worry in the world. I'm just sitting here going, whoever they take on my list or these other, I'm good. And they took one or two of the handful of players that I wouldn't have been good with. And it wasn't even hey, I saw a couple people on Twitter, hey, everybody was picked over, so Brad Holmes does what he does and took a great player that you guys don't like. It's no, not really. There were nice pass rushers. There were corners. There were multiple corners. There were other people, even other interior defensive tackles that I probably would have liked. So throw some of that boola out the window. But I think that's why I'm most mad, because as it get closer, I was just in heaven. I was like, we're going to get one of these great guys that we were hoping for, that we never thought would be there. Life is good. And instead, we went the total opposite direction. And my mistake, I got you all hyped up about Malachi. We were all on Malachi. Malachi Starks is the guy. He goes a pick before to a great franchise that's going to use him awesome. And then we do that. Which, for all we know, is going to work out great, and we're going to sound like freaking morons. But, right now, not happy and
I know.
frustrated.
This is my retort to that, though, Okrie. It's not like we're... Okay, it would be... I would sound like an idiot if it was just I don't like him because he went to Ohio State. And, what don't you like him? He went to Ohio State. Well, he went to Ohio State. That's sound like a moron, right? We're legitimately giving reasons why do you need 9 off defensive interior players that are 300 pounds. I feel like that's a justifiable question. Okay? So, and again, maybe we sound like quote-unquote idiots because Aleem doesn't play at all next year. Or, DJ Reader can't stay healthy and on the field and things work out and it makes sense, right? But again, I will still just continue to go back to well, why did you draft these other guys in the first 3 rounds if they weren't really going to fill in? So, and again, this is one of those situations too, Okrie, every year, I would love to be wrong. Please, let me be wrong, right? Let this guy pair up with Aleem the Dream and win a Super Bowls for year after year after year after year. I hope that I'm wrong, but right now my initial gut reaction is you could have had one of the best corners in the draft, in my opinion, in Will Johnson. You could have had Mike Green, who I thought was skyrocketing up people's boards, somewhere between that 10 and 20 range pick for edge. And you had, and then you had Donovan Ezeraku from BC, who we both thought really highly of. they were there. So I don't know.
Let
Maybe
me
those
give
guys
another.
will all be nothing, and maybe this is all overreaction. And, Mike Green never plays, and Will Johnson can't stay healthy, and Donovan goes to some team and he never, he's stuck behind the depth chart. Maybe that's the case. It really could be.
Yeah.
But if I'm just
let me counter with two quick things. One, for the people out there that, but Okrie, Will Johnson didn't even go, and neither did Mike Green, and none of them went that you want. Like, okay, that's a fact, that's true, but also that doesn't mean they're not going to be good. Also, I want to counter and talk to your point is that not only were they there, like, these aren't scrubs, these aren't like shots in the dark, that we're talking about. And also, to the good point that I want to kind of circle back to, and we could probably end on this, the best case scenario for me with Tyleik Williams, it doesn't have to do with the school, obviously it's not our fave, but that doesn't impact his NFL career. It has to do with what you said. Okay, let's say we got 7 to 9 bodies that are big interior players right now. You can't have that many on a football team. But what you can have is maybe, like, we're not looking at it of, like, Josh Paschal hasn't been what I hoped or what we kind of hoped once we got to know him. So maybe he's, like, going to be moving on after this year. But maybe he has a nice year this year and gets paid somewhere else. Maybe they have come to the realization that Roderick Martin not only will be never more than a project, but maybe he's at best a depth player or working at the bowling alley soon. So there's 2 big bodies that are gone. Lopez, yeah, you brought him in, but he didn't pay him much, so maybe he's has a role on the team, but you're not going to count on him. We pretty much know DJ Reader, that's our DJ, even though we loved the signing, didn't do much last year, getting older, hopefully he can have a nice little bounce back, but pretty much guarantee he won't be around after that. So now we are kind of down to, and Levi, same thing. Hey, maybe he'll ball out because it's his contract year. You pretty much know he'll move on. Maybe he's in the fold if he balls out because they seem to love him. So then you're down to maybe Levi and Tyleik Williams and Honeybun, Aleem the Dream McNeil, and some depth bodies. I mean, I guess I can put that together as like your future at interior defensive tackle, but I guess it comes back to that I just don't value that style and that type of player as much as others or this regime does. But hey, to be positive, you win the trenches, you beat people up. Maybe this guy's way better and does way more things than we know. We need to go do our homework. But on a draft like that fell like that, with a guy that I loved and was my favorite player in the draft going to pick before, and then you do that and flip the script on me, I kind of lost my mind over the last 45 minutes just going through this of going, just take one of the other guys. And like, not only will I be happy, I think it would have been a more like, hey, we could see that he was highly ranked, you needed an edge rusher, hey, we like Harrison, he's a gritty corner, he'll fit right in with Terrion and company. But to do something so kind of out of that realm, and like I said, all the interior linemen were gone, offensive linemen, so it's like you just went on the other side of the ball. It's not like necessarily surprising, it's just disappointing because we already have bodies, we have other neat positions, and Brad Holmes always says I take the best player, and I can't imagine that on many other people's boards, fans or otherwise, Tyleik Williams was the next guy that everybody had to have. You know, he's a no doubt, does this, does that, just, you know, foolproof prospect. Like, that's not who I see at all in that person, player, body type, whatever you want to call it. So, Choppy, I think we need to not only do our homework a little bit, but have a little bit of that Detroit Koolaid with a double, triple, quadruple sided cornbread before tomorrow. And the other thing I want to say on a positive before I throw it to you for your closing woo-wees and whatever else you do, like, the draft 7 rounds. So let's say we hate Tyleik Williams' pick. Let's say they come back, get a stud in round 2, a great player in round 3, good 4, don't have a pick in round 5, 6, 7. They do a couple trades here and there. We could still be walking away looking at the body of this draft going, man, we got some beasts or we got a hell of a draft class, because it's not made on one pick. So that's where I'll end it. Trust Brad Holmes. Love Dan freaking Campbell. Love our football team. And hopefully I will grow to love and respect Mr. Tyleik Williams, interior defensive tackle, the newest Detroit Lion.
Yeah, well said, Okrie. I don't know if there's really much more that I can add to that. You know, Tyleik Williams ripping up that, probably hopefully thrown in the dumpster, throw it in the fire, that disgusting Buckeye red jersey that he's been wearing, throwing on that delicious Honolulu blue flavored Kool-Aid Lions jersey. It'll look crispy, all right? He might not be able to get it over his gut, but it'll look good. It'll be nice. It'll be very tight. And but look, you're right. The draft is comprised of many, many picks. So I'm looking forward to see what they do tomorrow. We got pick 60. We got pick 102. What a first round, man. One trade up in the beginning, some trades in the back. The Lions get a player that really was not on our radar in the first round. And then I think, again, our darling pick gets taken the pick before us. So, hey, like you said, Okrie, I can't really say it any better than you. Trust Brad Holmes. He's still got lots of Holmes cooking to do. He's still in the draft room, rubbing those meat hooks, slapping them together, thinking about what he's going to do at 60, what he's going to do about 102, rallying the troops, getting there. And obviously, I'm looking forward to seeing him go to the podium, talking about what they were thinking, how excited they are to have this guy in the jersey. And welcome to the Lions, Tyleik Williams. And let's catch you right back here. It's not even the next time, because it's like the next day for rounds 2 and 3.
Everybody, drink it in.
Drink it in, man.
Double-sided cornbread.
Cornbread!
And we'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. We're out.